Welcome to Crosstalk Solutions. My name's Chris, and today I am out and about on the road once again, visiting a couple of customer sites. It's been a long time since I've been out on the road visiting customers. The two customers that I have to visit today are a restaurant who needs an additional access point. They didn't have a spare network drop where I need to put this access point, but there is a Ubiquiti camera close by. So rather than having someone come in and put in another network drop for probably, $200, $300, $400, whatever that's going to cost, we are instead going to use a USW-Flex switch, and we're going to use the link that's currently plugged into a Ubiquiti G3 camera. We're going to plug it into that pass-through, and then we are going to fan that out to both the camera as well as a nanoHD access point. Now, this client, I asked them yesterday if it was okay if I came in today between 10 and 11. It's already actually almost 11:30, so I'm running late. They never responded to me, so hopefully they're actually going to be there, and hopefully I can actually get in to do this install. If not, though, we'll just move on to the second client. I'm also testing out this new rig with my DJI Osmo Pocket. You can see here, there we go. I've got this new setup where I have not only a holder for the Osmo Pocket where I can actually, talk hands-free and drive without having to hold the thing up, but I also have this little wireless thing on the bottom so I can check myself out while I'm filming, make sure the shot's in focus, and of course we have the head tracking, so if I move around, it's gonna follow my head no matter where I go. I really love this camera. I really love this setup. Highly, highly recommended if you guys are interested in doing, vlog type videos, things of that nature. I don't even have the external microphone on, right? This is just the microphone directly from the camera, which is actually pretty good. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get on the road and let's go visit our first customer. Now, this is the first time that I'm going to be visiting customers since the whole coronavirus pandemic started. It's been at least 2 months since I've been to any customer sites, and so it'll be interesting. Now, in our town out here in Oregon, we are not very affected by the virus. Not to say that we're not being careful, but there's only been 6 cases of coronavirus reported in my county. But regardless, I am going to take all precautions. I have hand sanitizer. I'm going to be wearing a face mask inside while I'm, setting stuff up for these customers. And so we'll see how it is. In my town, I've found that only about 50% of people wear face masks out in public. We have been doing it. My family and I have been doing it. But a lot of people don't. So it's kind of interesting to see, who's following the, the quote unquote rules and who's not. So we are almost there. We're heading down to Newport's beautiful historic bayfront, and man, it's just such a nice day. It's 61 degrees outside and just partly cloudy and absolutely gorgeous. This is one of the benefits of living on the Oregon coast. All right, so a bit of good news. I was pulling up and parking my car, and I saw the owner of the restaurant walk right in front of my car. So I grabbed him and I said, "Hey, is it okay if I go in there and install it?" And he said, "Absolutely." So we're gonna go ahead and get this access point installed. Let's go on inside. Alright, so here's the final install. Well, I shouldn't say final install. This is the temporary install. I had a problem I was afraid of. This camera is the old UVC G3. It's not the UVC G3 AF, so it cannot be powered by 802.3 AF power. It's 24 volt passive only. So I have a spare, I just don't have it with me. I'll go back in the office and come back, tomorrow and basically just swap out the head of this camera. We should be good to go. But there is the black cloth skinned nanoHD. You can see it looks absolutely gorgeous on the wall. Now I just wish they had black skinned USW-Flex switches, because that would be awesome if that one was black as well. So don't mind the cable management. I'm not completely done yet. I will come back tomorrow when I swap out the camera, and I will fix up the cable management that's going to the Nano as well as the camera itself. All right, so one job done, one job to go. And yeah, that one was, it was okay. There was only that one unexpected thing where the camera was not the right kind. It's not the AF variant of the UVC G3. And so therefore I got to replace that in a little bit. But interesting thing, we set up this nanoHD. The Wi-Fi is amazing now in the bottom half of this restaurant. But as I was talking to the owner afterwards, he was walking around testing it with his phone, and he said, "Now listen, this is actually two buildings that were sort of, opened up, but they're connected with this huge wall of about, a foot thick of concrete. And so now he likes the Wi-Fi so much in the front area, or in the one side of the building. There's a back side of the building that doesn't have as good Wi-Fi, that we now have to go back in and add a secondary access point in the far back, so that he has really good coverage everywhere. So I actually kind of like when that sort of stuff happens. You know, when you go to a site and you just do a job and they like it so much, they want to do more and more and more. You know, everyone that watches this channel knows how addictive Ubiquiti stuff is, and apparently that's not just for us IT dorks, it's for everyone that uses it. So, phone call. Hello?
Thank you for choosing Marriott Hotels.
Spam call.
I would like to inform you.
All right, well, on to the next customer. The next client that I'm visiting is kind of an interesting one. I say client, but they're not really a client. This is someone that I did an installation for, I mean, no joke, probably 5 years ago. And they had this sort of store, and then around the store were like 4 sort of vacation rental apartments. And apparently the owner that I originally did the install for has since sold the store, but still owns the apartments. And what they wanted me to do, there's an old school UAP Outdoor Plus access point. It's 2.4 gigahertz only, and it's on the outside of the store, and it services or provides Wi-Fi to the 4 little sort of cottages, you know, rental homes that are on that property. And it's been working great, again, for about 5 years. It's been a long time. It's an Outdoor Plus. I don't think they certainly don't make those anymore, and I'm pretty sure that they're even end of life, although it is still showing up in Ubiquiti. So, whoop, my ladder. So the interesting thing is that now that they've got one of the people in one of the cottages who is a stay-at-home mom, and she's homeschooling her kids, the Wi-Fi just isn't quite good enough to maintain like a Zoom connection for this like furthest away building in this little area. So what I did is I cobbled together an AirCube ISP, which is like a $29 little 2.4 gigahertz access point. It can also power up with 24 volt passive other devices. And so we're using that to power up a NanoStation Loco M2. So the Loco M2 is going to be pointed at that Outdoor Plus access point. It's going to pick up that signal, bring it into the AirCube, and then basically create a separate Wi-Fi inside that this single mom's home, so that they can now have decent internet inside the home and not have to rely on picking up the signal from outside the house and, you know, decently far away. So we'll show you all of that, and I'm going to sit down and set it up and test it beforehand, and then I will go and deliver it to the folks that need it. All right, so essentially what we've got now, this is just a test setup before we actually go install it. So we have the NanoStation right here. Now the NanoStation's picking up its signal from the access point, which is way down that away. You can see it kind of right next to this bead sign on the building over here. And so we have the access point connected to the guest wireless network over there, and then bringing it in over here into this little AirCube. So the AirCube is powered up right now by my Jackery power bar, my handy dandy Jackery power bar, which powers up this PoE injector, which then puts 24 volt passive PoE into the AirCube, which then does 24 volt passive PoE out to the NanoStation. Everything's working great. I'm not getting spectacular speeds, but it's less about the speed and more about the quality of the connection. So that's the good thing. Actually, I get 5.7, about 6 megabits here on my laptop plugged directly into the AirCube, and then I get about 8 megabits or so from my phone. And we're also like a lot further away than where this is actually going to be installed, so hopefully the speeds once it's installed will be a little bit better than what I'm getting out here at my car. Here's another look at what I'm doing. Since I'm not going in to install this myself, I wanted to make sure that the customer had an easy way to hook this up, and so I kind of drew it out in Visio. PoE into the AirCube, AirCube out to the NanoStation, NanoStation wireless over to the building. And yeah, that should work just fine. All right, job 2 is done, and I explained to them how everything works. The tenant wasn't actually there right now, So I gave it to the property manager. I explained everything. They were super grateful because apparently it's been a big problem not being able to sort of homeschool with this stay-at-home order. Just nothing's been working as well as it should. So now it won't be super fast, but at least they'll have a solid connection to the internet using the sort of NanoStation to AirCube setup. And I know what a lot of people are probably going to say in the comments. They're going to say, why did you use the lowest end Ubiquiti equipment for this install? You could have certainly, replaced that outdoor access point with something a lot more robust. Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, the Outdoor Plus is only 2.4 gigahertz, right? So unless I replace that, I can't use any of the newer equipment. And I'm not interested in replacing that because this whole thing was out of my own pocket, right? So I'm not charging them for this equipment. I had the AirCube. The AirCube is $29 if you buy it new. The NanoStation Loco M2 is like $45. So it's not a lot of money. This is a customer that, listen, I kind of just wanted to help them out. So I gave them all the equipment. I wrote out the instructions. I'm not charging them any labor for that or anything. So yeah, it's not the world's most robust solution, but it'll certainly work. And I think they'll be super happy with it overall. All right, so there we go. Now I am just gonna go out and grab myself a nice iced coffee and then head back and relax for the rest of the day. It's now 1:45 in the afternoon, so I got a little bit more time to work before I can call it quits. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this look at sort of out and about around town, getting stuff done. If you guys have any questions or comments about any of the stuff that I did, put those down below. I'm always happy to read the feedback that you guys provide. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please click subscribe. My name's Chris with Crosstalk Solutions, and thank you so much for watching.